Okay, think about this, right? When you're paying with cash, do you like really look at every bill, every coin?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you, kind of distracted, maybe a little rushed?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, today we're going deep on a scam that happens in those moments,
Yeah.
when you're not totally focused. It's called the money change switch.
Yeah, yeah.
And learning about it could seriously save you some money.
These scams, they're interesting because they totally use that trust we have in cash, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're so used to it being simple. You hand over money, you get stuff, you get change. But that's what makes us, well, kind of easy to fool.
So this is like more than just being shortchanged. This is a whole other level.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Money change switch scams, it's like they're manipulating the whole exchange. It's sleight of hand.
Ah.
And it can happen anywhere, like busy markets, quiet stores, you name it.
That's kind of unsettling to think about. So,
Yeah.
so how does it like actually happen? What does it look like?
Okay, imagine, right? You're at a market, you're buying, I don't know, a souvenir, and you're paying with a 50.
Okay.
The vendor, they seem, I don't know, friendly, maybe a little too friendly, like really eager to help. They're counting your change, but whoops, they drop some coins.
I see what's coming. Distraction, right?
Exactly. So you bend down to help, right? You're being nice. And in that split second, the vendor, they swap the bills.
Wow.
They might take your 50, put a 10 down, all while they're talking to you, keeping you distracted.
So they're using like my own helpfulness against me.
Yeah.
That's sneaky.
Oh, absolutely. And by the time you realize, they're already off to the next person.
Wow. That's pretty bold. It's like kind of like a magic trick, but like a bad one.
There's definitely a performance element to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They use misdirection. It's classic. Our brains can only focus on so much at once, and they're experts at using that against us.
It's like they're playing chess with our minds, and we don't even know we're in the game.
Huh. That's a good way to put it. They're thinking ahead, leading you right where they want you.
So it's not just about like quick hands. It's about messing with our minds.
Exactly. And here's a weird one, right? They over-explain things.
What do you mean?
Instead of just, being straightforward, they might give you way too much information.
Okay.
Make it seem super complicated.
So being helpful, that can be a red flag. That's not what you'd expect.
Think about it. When someone's really trying to help, they usually keep it simple, right?
Yeah, true.
But when they're trying to scam you, they use confusion, as a cover.
This is starting to feel like a spy movie. I'm
Too
getting a little paranoid just thinking about it.
Well, that's kind of the point, right? Being aware is the first step to protecting yourself.
Yeah, you're right. The more we know about this stuff, the better we can spot it happening.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to get into next time,
Yeah, let's do it. We've set the stage. Now let's see those red flags in action, those real-world examples. Stay with us. Welcome back. We've kind of gotten into the how of this money change switch, the tactics, the psychology, all that.
Yeah.
But now let's make this practical. How can we protect ourselves? What can we actually do?
Well, the best defense, honestly, is awareness. Just paying attention, especially, when things seem a little off.
So basically, every time I pay with cash, it's like a magic show. Gotta keep my eyes on the magician.
Haha. Yeah, exactly. Don't get distracted. Watch the money. Count it. Count it again when you get change.
Makes sense. But, sometimes we're in a hurry or like in a new place and our brains just kind of zone out.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some red flags, like things that should make us snap out of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, one is definitely if they talk too much or they're rushing you, if they're asking tons of questions, trying to speed things up.
Okay.
Could be they're trying to throw you off, get you confused.
Yeah. So chatty or pushy, that's a red flag. What about the money itself? Anything to look out for?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Always check the bills, what denominations they are. Make sure they match what you should be getting.
Okay, yeah.
And, feel them. If they're, weirdly slick or stiff, that could be a sign.
So don't be afraid to, actually look at the money, even if it feels awkward.
Right. Exactly.
Better safe than sorry. What about, when you're traveling? You're in a new country. You might feel pressured to just go along with things.
That's a good point, yeah. When you're not familiar with, the money, the customs, it's easy to feel unsure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not sure, ask. Ask for help, find someone you trust to explain things.
So trusting your gut is important too. Like if something feels wrong, even if you can't explain it.
Absolutely. You have the right to question anything. Don't let anyone push you into something that feels, shady.
That's good to hear. So it's like we have more control than we think,
Yeah.
in these situations. Our source mentions some specific scenarios where this happens a lot. Like one's called the Santo Domingo sting, right? Targets tourists.
Ah, yeah, that's a classic. It preys on, tourists wanting a good deal. They offer good exchange rates, but then during the swap, they use sleight of hand to switch the bills.
The bait and switch, huh? They use our desire to save money against us.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how they pull it off right in front of you.
It's all about timing
Mm-hmm.
and distraction. They'll, create urgency, say you got to act fast or the deal's gone. And while you're, doing the math in your head, that's when they make the switch.
So never rush.
Right.
Right. Especially with bigger amounts of money.
Absolutely. There's another one, the short count at a cash register.
Oh, yeah. What's that one?
So imagine you're buying something small, paying with a 20. The cashier counts your change, but they forget a few dollars. Then they act like they found it and they want to swap your bill, for the right amount.
It seems so innocent. Like an honest mistake.
Yeah.
But that's the trick, huh?
Right. They're hoping you'll just assume they're being honest. And if you're not paying attention, bam, you're out a few bucks.
Wow, that's sneaky. Shows you got to count your change, even for small stuff.
Always, yeah. These scams can happen anywhere. It's not just, exotic locations or big amounts of money.
Right, right. It's like they say trust, but verify. What about taxis? Or other transportation? Our source mentions one that uses teamwork.
Ah, yes. Usually two scammers, driver and someone pretending to be a bystander.
Okay.
So you're in the taxi, you pay with a large bill. The driver says, no, you gave me a smaller one. And the other person backs them up.
So they're ganging up on you,
Yeah.
making you doubt what you remember.
Exactly. They're using that, that feeling of not wanting to cause a scene or look stupid.
Right.
In those situations, stand your ground. Insist on, really going over the transaction. If you can, write down the card details or, discreetly record it on your phone.
That's smart, yeah. Having proof can really help if you need to report it later. So what should we do if we think we've been scammed? What are the steps?
First, try to stay calm. Don't, get aggressive. That could make things worse.
Right. Stay calm, assess the situation. What next?
If you can, document it. Take note of anything you remember about the person, the place. If it's a business, tell the manager. And always, always file a police report, even if it's not a lot of money.
Reporting it, that not only helps you maybe get your money back, but it also, helps the police track these people down, stop them from doing it again.
Exactly. It shows them we're not going to just let it slide. No, besides what individuals can do, there's another layer of protection. Employee training. Businesses need to teach their staff about this, how to spot it, how to handle it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well-trained employees, they can, stop it before it even happens, right?
Exactly. It makes things safer for everyone, the employees, the customers, everyone. Now, we've talked about, the practical stuff, but I think it's important to step back and think, what do these scams tell us about us, about how we interact with the world? It's a deeper question, yeah.
Yeah, we've looked at the how. Now let's look at the why. Stick with us as we uncover those deeper implications. We've been, really digging into these money change switch scams, how they work, psychology behind them.
Right.
But let's think bigger.
Yeah.
What do these scams say about us, about the world we live in?
That's a really interesting question. At first glance, these scams, they seem like just isolated things,
Yeah.
but they actually show us something about human nature,
Yeah.
and how society works.
So it's not just about greedy people wanting to cheat others. There's more to it.
Exactly. Think about it. These scams, they work because we as humans, we tend to trust, we rush, we get distracted. It kind of shows our weak spots, as social creatures.
Right. Like a test to see how much we trust, how easily we lose focus.
Yeah, I like that. And often the people they target are those who are, already in a vulnerable position, tourists, older folks.
Mm.
It shows you there's this power imbalance, these inequalities in our society.
It makes you think it's not just about the money, right?
Mhm.
It's about bigger issues. But what about the victim? How do they feel after this happens?
Imagine you've just been scammed, right? You're out the money, but you've also been tricked. You probably feel ashamed, embarrassed, maybe even blame yourself.
Oof, yeah. It's like a double blow. You lose money, and then your confidence takes a hit too.
Exactly. It can make you doubt yourself, not just strangers, but yourself. Like, can I even handle like basic things in the world?
It's like these scams, they have these ripples that go way beyond just losing money. They affect how you see the world, how you see yourself.
That's exactly it. And that's why it's so important to, talk about this, raise awareness, give people the tools to protect themselves.
Knowing what to look for, that's
Mhm.
that's powerful. But I also think, we got to be careful not to go too far the other way, Become suspicious of everyone.
Oh, definitely. Most people are good,
Mhm.
honest. These scams work because we like instinctively want to believe that.
It's finding that balance, right? Being cautious, but not letting it turn into like paranoia.
Exactly. So as we, wrap this up, I think the most important thing to remember is this. Don't let these scams make you lose faith in people. Let them remind you to be present, to pay attention, to trust your gut.
I like that. We've given you the knowledge, but at the end of the day, the best protection is you, your awareness, your intuition. So next time you're dealing with cash, take a breath, focus, and trust yourself. You got this. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe.